picture this. You've got a proposal due, you open ChatGPT, you type something like, write me a paragraph about my consulting services, and what comes back is fine, generic. Could be anyone. So you spend the next 40 minutes rewriting it to actually sound like you. And by the end, you're not sure if AI saved you time or cost you time. Most consultants use AI like a fancy Google. You type something in, you get something out. You move on. And it's costing you somewhere around 10 hours a week in scattered effort, rewriting, and starting from scratch every single session. The frustration isn't that AI doesn't work. It does. The frustration is that every time you open it, you're starting from zero. Different prompt, different result, different tone. Nothing connects to what you made last week. The problem isn't the tool, it's that you don't have a system around it. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what that system looks like. Using the real workflow I run every single week to go from blank page to 3 pieces of content in about 2 hours. Before I walk you through the workflow, I want to make sure we're on the same page about what a system actually means here, because it's not complicated. Think about making coffee. You could hand grind your beans every morning, figure out the ratio, heat the water to the right temperature, time to pour. Or you could load the machine once and press a button. Say coffee, a fraction of the effort. The machine isn't smarter than you. It just holds all the decisions so you don't have to remake them every day. An AI content system works the same way. It has 3 parts. The first part is a repeatable input. That means a prompt framework that already knows your voice, audience, and the angle you're coming from. You're not starting from a blank prompt each time. The context is already there. The second part is a consistent output. Content that comes back in a format you can actually use, not a wall of text you have to gut and rebuild. When the input is structured, the output is too. The third part is a connector. That's how the content fits into your actual week. The shared Google Doc, the VA who takes it from there, the scheduler that gets it out the door. Without this piece, even great AI output sits in a tab and goes nowhere. When you don't have a system, you're making micro decisions every single time you sit down. What do I write about this week? What term fits? How long should this be? Who am I even talking to right now? That's where the time goes, not in the writing, in all the decisions before the writing. The best way to see this working is to just walk through it. So let me show you exactly how my week runs. For this demo, I'm using Claude. I'll explain why I switched in a future video, but the system works exactly the same way in ChatGPT. So stick with whatever you're already using. Let me show you exactly how this runs in practice. So I want to be upfront that this isn't a fancy automated system. It's a Google Doc and a conversation. That's it. So here's my Google Doc. At the top, the rotation, teaching, showing, connecting, converting. I know which week I'm in before I open anything else. This week is teaching. That one decision changes everything that follows. I'm not staring at a blank page, wondering what to write about. The framework already told me the angle. All I need to do is to decide what I want to teach. So I jot down 3 to 5 bullet points. Nothing polished. Just the core idea and 2 or 3 things I want people to walk away knowing. This takes 10 minutes, maybe less. Then I open Claude. And here's the thing. I don't use a formal prompt template. I just start a conversation. Something like this week is a teaching week. My audience is consultants and small business owners. Here's what I want to cover. Then I paste the bullet points in. That's it. 3 things, the rotation type, the audience, and what I want to say. The conversation takes it from there. Claude drafts the weekly email newsletter. I read through it, adjust anything that doesn't sound like me, usually a phrase here or there, and it's done. Then I go back to Claude with one follow-up message. Now adapt this as a LinkedIn newsletter version. and the output arrives. Then one more. Now turn that into a short LinkedIn post. Done. One starting point, 3 pieces of content. The whole thing takes around 2 hours, usually in a single sitting. Before I had this, it was 5 to 6 hours scattered across the week, always feeling like I was behind. The tools are deliberately simple: Claude or Google Doc, and my VA who takes the output and schedules it in high level. Nothing exotic, nothing that requires a course to set up. If you can have a conversation, you can run this system. So if that's straightforward, why aren't more consultants running a system like this? The most common thing I hear is, I don't have time to set something like that up right now. And I get it. That feeling is real. But here's the actual math. Building the system takes about 2 to 3 hours once. Not building it costs 3 to 4 hours every single week, indefinitely. So the thing you're putting off to save time is the exact thing that you would give it back to you. The second objection is, I'm not technical enough with this. That one I want to address directly, because a system doesn't have to be sophisticated. Mine lives in a Google Doc. The rotation is written at the top. The prompts are saved below it. That's it. There's no automation to configure, no integration to debug, no tool to learn. If you can copy and paste, you can do this. But honestly, I don't think time or tech is the real reason people skip it. The real reason is that ad hoc AI use feels productive in the moment. You open ChatGPT, you type something, you got something back. It feels like progress, even if you spend the next hour editing it into shape. That feeling of output tricks you into thinking the process is working fine. It's the vending machine problem. You put a coin in, something comes out, you move on. What you don't notice is how many coins you're feeding it every week and how little you're building toward anything. A system is closer to stocking a kitchen. You do it once, and every meal after that gets easier because the ingredients are already there. There's also a cost that doesn't show up in your time tracking. When your content is inconsistent week to week, different topics, different tones, no thread connecting one post to the next, your audience can't form a clear picture of what you do or why they should keep following you. They see activity, but not direction. The rotation framework fixes both problems at once. It cuts the time spent deciding, and it takes your positioning coherent across every piece you publish. That's what this channel is here to help you build, one piece at a time. Every video adds another layer. This one was the foundation. Understanding why a system produces better results than reacting to whatever AI spits out on any given day. Coming up, I'll go deeper into the exact prompt frameworks behind each rotation type, how to build out your own rotation so it fits your consulting niche, and how to brief a VA using your AI outputs so content actually gets out the door without you chasing. There's also a free AI content system quick start guide linked in the description. It'll walk you through setting up your own version of the system so you can have it running by the end of the week. The guide also includes a bonus section on how to make Claude sound like you, not just a generic AI. There's a voice brief template in there that takes about 10 minutes to fill in, and it makes a noticeable difference to the editing time on every single piece of content you produce. If you want to stop using AI like a fancy Google and start using it like a system, subscribe, because that's exactly what we're building here together. 2 hours a week, 3 pieces of content, your voice consistent across all of it. That's not a future goal. That's what the system delivers once it's running.